Hello, Easy Nation, and welcome to the first episode of the Darth Easy Show. I'm Darth Easy, and welcome to this new show. So I've been listening to podcasts for a while, and I've decided, hey, why not make my own? I do my own YouTube channel. Let's expand my universe a little bit, and let's get into podcasting. So in my very first episode, I am going to kind of explore what I want this show to be. On my YouTube channel, I do reviews of movies, television, video games, anime, and books. So, on this show, I'm going to do reviews, a little more in-depth reviews of movies, television, video games, anime, and books. Mostly, I want to cover is movies. I'm going to try to get some guests on. I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm new to this software, and I'm not going to say I'm a pro at it. I'm really just probably below a rookie. But we're going to try to get this going. With this first episode, I'm going to do at least one episode a week, try to make at least 20-30 minutes a week. So, on this first episode, I'm not going to promise it's going to be too long. But on this episode, I'm going to talk about the movies I just saw this weekend. So, the movie I saw this weekend was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I got to first talk about, before what my classic review of last week was, Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was a very interesting movie by Marvel, and it was a movie that really, it took a lot of chances, and it was a movie I was really skeptical about. Spectacle. I don't know how you say that word, but let's continue on by me talking about the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I really liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that movie so much. And the sequel, I was looking even more forward to, and then you're hearing these words from Chris Pratt said, this movie is going to be like the big spectacle of all time. And there are scenes where it is a lot of fun. Overall, though, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was a bit of a letdown for me personally. So, if we can get into the nit-and-gritties of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I think a lot of what's wrong with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is in the story. There's not much of a story other than it's kind of reminiscent of the first movie. And I enjoy movies that if you can make fun of yourself by pretty much doing the exact same thing you did in the first movie, then I'm all for it. But if you just say, oh, we're just doing it again, and that's basically what it felt like. The characters were all kind of up against each other. They were a little closer than they were in the first movie. But they didn't really do what I was really hoping they were going to do in this movie. And that's where I have to say, it was a little disappointing that Guardians of the Galaxy did that. I was expecting a lot more from James Gunn in this sequel. Now, let's don't get me wrong, this is a very good movie, and it's a very enjoyable movie. Well, one good thing I'll say about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was, it was a great way to start off the summer. And I was really looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Me and Rainy Cage, a fellow YouTuber I do, just go to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/DarthEasy, to check out the Easy K Show. Every month we had an episode in May, and we did our top 10 anticipated movies on my channel. And the movie my second most anticipated movie of the summer was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I have to say, I was really looking forward to this, because I thought it was going to be even better than the first one. And I have to say, I was wrong. There's only been one really great sequel to the Marvel movies, and that is is Captain America Winter Soldier. And then if you want to even go a step further, the even better sequel would probably be Civil War. Though I kind of like Winter Soldier more than Civil War. That's just me, because I like the spy movie elements to it. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it's a great way to start off the summer. If summer movie season is here, and that's what I'm really looking forward to in this summer, is some great fun movies that I'm really looking forward to. TV shows are really what you look forward to during the January to May part. Now we're getting into the really gritty summer movies. And coming later this month, we have like Alien Covenant, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. And I'm looking really forward to talking about Guardians of the Galaxy or some other summer movies on this show. On my YouTube channel, I give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a B+. It's a very good way to start the summer. It's a lot of fun. It's worth checking out. But I still have a little time to do some more stuff for the show. So, and let's talk about some TV shows I've been watching right now. So a TV show I started watching is a show called American Gods. And I have to say, I absolutely love American Gods. It is such a great show. I'm really surprised at how much I like it. I'm 2 episodes in the show. I'm gonna try to watch it week to week. So I'll give you a little quick review every week of the show. And I have to say, the show was so good. Just some of the characters were really interesting, and kind of how it plays with all these mythologies of gods. And the main character, the main actor, I believe his name is Shadow Moon. Very interesting character name, and I really enjoy this character, and I really like Ian McShane. He's really one of my favorite actors. I love him in John Wick. He was in Deadwood. I think some other HBO show. He was in Game of Thrones last season. I really enjoyed him in there. But I really liked his character in the show. And you're just like, what's going on? You're trying to understand this world. One of the weirdest parts of the whole episode was you have this black woman, and she's in the first episode, she has sex with this one actor who I remember him from Mad Men. And she basically eats them with her vagina. It was so weird. And I was like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I gotta watch more. And that's what I really liked about American Gods. Other shows, I catched up on season 2, and I'm watching season 3 of The Leftovers. If you're not watching The Leftovers, do yourself a favor and watch The Leftovers. It is so good. It is such a great TV show. And I watched the first season a couple years ago. And to be honest with you, I wasn't that impressed. It was something I could watch, but I wasn't impressed. And season 2 just blew me away. I was so enthralled with the show. And season 3 has been really good. I'm really curious how this is going to end. And I'm just curious how much of my answers are going to get answered. Because, once again, this is made by the producer of Lost. So I'm not expecting to get a lot of answers answered. But I'm just so curious to see if this show is going to let me down, or is this show going to actually prove my expectations wrong. So other shows I've been watching, I caught up on season 3 of Better Call Saul. I was about 3 episodes behind. I watched the pilot, and I have to say, Better Call Saul is a show where you didn't really know what to suspect from Better Call Saul. And I have to say, I've been really impressed with season 3 so far. I really like what they've been doing, bringing in characters like Gus. I thought Gus is one of my favorite parts of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was such a great show. Probably the greatest TV show of all time. I would probably go that far. One of the best TV show endings of all time. And Gus was his character. And what I love about Better Call Saul, it's a prequel to Breaking Bad. And you're like, oh, how did Saul become Saul Goodman? And we're still not there. We're just still at the Jimmy McGill storyline. And there's so much stuff going on in this show. It's just so interesting to see. So overall, I really, really enjoyed season 4. I really like Gus's character. The actor is such a good actor. And I mean, be honest with you, if tomorrow I hear they'd say we're creating a Gus show, how he became the leader of Los Polos, and one thing I really liked about Gus's character is he's a believable criminal. Where some of these criminals they'll kill people off, and you're like, oh, well, no wonder people betrayed him. But Gus treats everyone good, kindly, and he's a nice guy in all appearances. And that's one thing I really enjoy about the show of Better Call Saul. There are other shows I watched. Arrow, Flash. Arrow has been really good this season. I'll give you a little more update. I'll probably spend an entire episode just talking about Arrow's finale and the Flash finale. But more on that later. Flash, you find out who Savitar is. So very interesting. So let's move on to video game segment of the show. So my video games, I'm not playing a lot of video games at the moment. I've been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. I recently went to Star Wars Celebration, and I had a lot of fun there. And I kind of got in the Star Wars mood. I started playing Star Wars: The Old Republic again, and I've completed all 8 class stories of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Very fun game. If you ever want to check it out, it's a really fun game. So, anyways, I really enjoyed this show or this game, and I recommend checking out. The only other games I could play is I had Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'll be honest with you, I bought it. I played the game for a weekend and haven't played it since. It's very disappointing. The gameplay is really fun, but I'll get more into it later on. Other things I'm into right at the moment is I've been playing, or I'm actually that's pretty much ends the video game segment. Once I get more into other video games, like I was playing Uncharted 2. I'm almost done with that. So anime, I don't have any anime updates. I behind on Dragon Ball Super and Boruto. I started watching Boruto. I really like that. More on that as I progress in the show. Other than that, let's see. Let's talk about my book reviews. I've been reading Thrawn, and it is such a good book. Timothy Zahn does such a great job. I got a picture of him at Star Wars Celebration. Wish I could have gotten Thrawn at Star Wars Celebration, where I could have gotten actually a picture of Timothy Zahn, but I didn't. But anyways, life with regrets. I mean, it just sucked. That was probably the one thing I regret from Star Wars Celebration is not getting Timothy Zahn's autograph. But who knows? I may see him again and get his autograph. But anyways, I really enjoying Thrawn. I'm about halfway through it right now. So I'll give you a weekly update on it once I get further into it. So to end the show, each week I do a classic movie review. And I just finished for the Easy K show. We did a review of Kill Bill Volume 1. Well, yesterday when I went to the theaters, I went to the local store to buy a movie, and I really wanted to buy Kill Bill. And I hadn't seen Kill Bill Volume 2 yet. And I'm going to do a full review of the movie in July, so stay tuned for that. But Kill Bill Volume 1, it was a very cool movie. The action was really cool. And I have to say, I really, really enjoy Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. It's a very cool action movie. It's not my favorite Tarantino movie. I think this is probably my least favorite. I haven't seen Jackie Brown. So once I see Jackie Brown, I've seen all of Quentin Tarantino's movies. But you can definitely tell Tarantino's stance on his movies. I have to say, this was probably... it was such a different movie. It has a homage to like Japanese, like anime, Chinese kung fu movies. It's a very cool movie. Uma Thurman's really good in the movie, and I really, really enjoy Kill Bill. So Easy Nation, that kind of concludes the first episode. I can only really do 15 minutes right now. I might upgrade my account to make it a little longer, but for now, this is really all you can get. We'll see how it really goes. But for now, I'm going to end the show with so guys, tweet at me at DarthEC2. Make sure you check out my movie reviews. I'll have my review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2 probably sometime this week. I'm going to try to catch up on some classic movie reviews I've been lazy on. And I'll talk about this on the next episode. So, guys, make sure you always watch Darth Easy channel. Stay tuned to the Easy K show, and I'll see y'all next week. Thanks. Bye.